Did you think meditation and positive thinking would finally eliminate your stress? I spent a decade teaching those tools, and I still found myself staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., heart pounding. It wasn't until I got shingles that I realized that they weren't actually lowering my stress effectively. So, to help you actually eliminate stress and finally sleep through the night, here are 12 things I learned from coaching 47 execs who now wake up rested. Lesson 1. I grew up believing love had to be earned, so I treated stress like one more performance metric to crush. The more I managed, optimized, and controlled it, the more tense and exhausted I became. I stopped trying to manage stress and started getting curious about it. Instead of asking, how do I get rid of this? I asked, what are you trying to show me? Stress stopped feeling like a personal failure and started feeling like information. I felt relief, not because stress vanished, but because it finally made sense. Lesson 1, stress is something to understand, not manage. Lesson 2, I blamed stress for my anxiety, anger, and burnout. Like it was this mysterious fog ruining my life. Every spike felt random and out of control. I tracked when stress flared and linked each surge to an avoided truth or unmade decision. I stopped asking, why am I so stressed? And started asking, what haven't I faced yet? Clarity replaced overwhelm. As I dealt with the real issues, my mysterious stress dropped without needing more hacks. Lesson number 2, stress is rarely the problem. Unresolved problems are. Lesson 3, I judged my constant urgency and activation as weakness and defectiveness. I thought if I was truly healthy or spiritual, I wouldn't feel this way. I reframed stress as my body supplying energy and protection for what felt threatening. Instead of attacking it, I asked, how can I direct this fuel toward what actually matters? Self-blame started to dissolve. I stopped seeing my nervous system as an enemy and started seeing it as an ally. Lesson 3, your stress response is fuel and protection, not punishment. Lesson 4, I tried to crush stress with discipline, spirituality, and control. The more I forced myself to calm down, the louder my symptoms got. I noticed how suppression always made things worse. I stopped trying to turn stress off and let myself fully acknowledge what I felt. My nervous system no longer had to scream to get my attention. Calm began to emerge as a side effect of honesty, not force. Lesson number 4, trying to shut off stress backfires. Lesson 5, I spent years fighting my stress like it was broken, stacking hacks and routines to keep it in a box. No matter what I did, it kept breaking out. I started treating stress like a partner instead of a problem. I listened to what it was asking for and took small, concrete actions in response. My nervous system stopped needing to stay on high alert. Stress became a guidance I could work with, not chaos I had to fear. Lesson number 5, partnering with stress turns it off fastest. Lesson number 6, I was taught that anger, sadness, and anxiety meant I was failing emotionally or spiritually. So I learned to hide, judge, and override them. Instead, I began treating every emotion as a message, not a mistake. Instead of, how do I stop feeling this? I asked, what is this emotion trying to tell me? My emotions finally became intelligible instead of overwhelming. They turned into precise data I could use to course correct. Lesson number 6, negative emotions are precise signals, not moral failures. Lesson number 7, I lived with constant tension, even when my life looked successful from the outside. Chasing happiness and calm only made me feel more off. I instead began using my emotions as a compass instead of a verdict. I asked, where is my life out of alignment with what actually matters to me? Small moves toward alignment created disproportionate relief. My nervous system relaxed as my life became more honest and meaningful. Lesson number 7, emotions reveal alignment with what truly matters. Lesson number 8, the more I avoided uncomfortable truths in my work, relationships, and faith, the more anxious and reactive I became. I tried to feel calm without changing anything real. Instead, I committed to telling the truth, first to myself and then to others. I let my anxiety be a signal that something real needed to be seen or said. Honesty brought my body back toward balance. My nervous system settled as my inner and outer worlds lined up. Lesson number 8, disconnecting from truth dysregulates your nervous system. Lesson number 9, after a lifetime of performing to be worthy, I could never fully relax, even when people liked me. Approval didn't translate into internal safety. I realized my nervous system was constantly asking, is it safe for me to be me here? I noticed all the small ways I abandoned myself just to be accepted. Reclaiming authenticity brought more peace than approval ever did. The safer it became to be myself, the safer my body felt. Lesson number 9, your nervous system asks one core question. Is it safe to be me? Lesson number 10, I kept bending myself to fit what others wanted, terrified of losing connection. On the surface, I belonged. Underneath, I was resentful and on edge. I acknowledged my attachment needs instead of shaming them. Then I practiced telling the truth in small ways, even when it risked disapproval. Authenticity stopped feeling like a threat. My nervous system learned that being myself didn't automatically mean being alone. Lesson number 10, attachment needs can override authenticity. Lesson 11, I saw my sensitivity and unique wiring as liabilities. Too intense, too reactive, just too much. Forcing myself into generic solutions only made me more dysregulated. I reframed sensitivity as amplified perception and studied how my system actually worked. I began designing my rhythms, boundaries, and workload around my real wiring. What felt like chaos turned into discernment and clarity. Regulation became easier because my life finally fit the nervous system I actually have. Lesson number 11, sensitivity and wiring are regulation blueprints, not defects. Lesson number 12. Meditation, breathwork, and spiritual practices gave me beautiful, calm states, but they never seemed to last. I used them to escape discomfort while my body stayed on guard underneath. I stopped using tools as an escape and started using them as starting points for truth and change. I rooted my safety in something bigger than my own performance. And then I integrated what I learned into daily choices. Calm stopped being a temporary state I visited and became a place I could live from. My nervous system finally exhaled because it wasn't all riding on my control anymore. Lesson number 12. Tools open the door. Integration and a higher anchor let you live there. These 12 lessons will change how you handle stress. But if you don't fix what's actually causing it, nothing will change. So watch this next video where I'll show you the simple 5-step process my executive clients use to end chronic stress at the source and get their energy back fast.